Hi, this is my long-term care presentation for session 4. My name is Christy Barron. So long-term care. Long-term care funding is complicated to say the least. So who needs these services? Those who cannot care for themselves in the home independently anymore. The baby boomer generation is quickly approaching an age where these services will become a reality. In 2021, the average cost of a semi-private room in a nursing home was $94,896 a year. Knowing their options on how to pay for these services is imperative. So we need to educate each other about the aging and long-term care costs. As we age, there's a misconception that current health or disability insurance will cover the costs. Much home-based care is paid for using personal out-of-pocket funds. Initially, family and friends may provide personal care and other services, such as transportation, for free. But as a person's needs increase, paid services may be needed. So long-term care options, what are they? And who pays for them? So first we have government funded, and those in that category are Medicare, Medicaid, and veteran benefits. And then we have the privately funded category. That is long-term care insurance, reverse mortgages, annuities, and trusts. So in the government funding category, we find that Medicare does not cover all assisted living or long-term care costs. Medicaid is a combined federal and state program for low-income people. This program covers the cost of medical care and some types of long-term care for people who have limited income and meet other eligibility requirements. Eligibility and covered services vary state to state. In 2020, an estimated $475.1 billion was spent on long-term services and support, and this represents 14.1% of the $3.4 trillion spent on personal health care. $200 billion was paid by Medicare, and $86.6 billion was paid by Medicare. Veteran benefits cover some, but not all. So in the private funding category, we have some options. So the first one is a reverse mortgage insurance. This is where it lets the homeowner convert part of the ownership value into cash without having to sell the home. Unlike a traditional home loan, no repayment is required until the borrower sells the home, no longer uses it as a main residence, or dies. Those wanting to use the reverse mortgage insurance, they must be 62 to use this type of funding, and it can be complicated. The next is annuities. That's a contract with an insurance company that the buyer pays into to receive a payout at a later date. If you have an existing health issue, you might find it easier to get approved for annuity with a long-term care rider versus long-term care insurance. And it may not be enough to cover long-term care needs. It also is complicated, and it may require a tax professional due to the effects on your taxes. Trust, that's a legal arrangement that allows a person to transfer assets such as cash, property, and insurance benefits to another person called a trustee. So once that trust is established, the trustee manages and controls the assets for the person or another beneficiary. So we do have some faith-based long-term care options. So many faith-based long-term care facilities, they offer benevolent fund ministries or foundations. And this is where generous donors can send in money to aid the residents with financial difficulty. This allows those with limited funding to age with dignity and receive the care that they need. So in conclusion, there are many ways to pay for long-term care. However, they're complicated, and many ways require thought in advance. And typically speaking, in the older generation, there can be some sense of denial. So they put these things off, unfortunately. So those looking for care, they can find it in the public arena as well as faith-based facilities. Faith-based facilities provide physical and spiritual support along with these benevolent funds for those in need. So these type of facilities, they embody Christ's commission to the church to take care of one another while spreading the good news of the gospel. And the verse I like to associate with some of these faith-based facilities is found in Proverbs 19:17, and it states, "Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deeds." And this is my reference slide. Thank you.